Welcome to UPSC MP. Gandhiji in South Africa. Gandhiji, who went to South Africa for a legal case, stayed in the country for 20 years, leading a struggle for Indians who were radically discriminated against the government of the South Africa under the British colonialism. Leaving the moderate struggle tactics he was implementing till 1906, he began experimenting with the passive resistance or civil disobedience, which he named Satyagraha. It was the first used when the government enacted legislation making it compulsory for the Indians to take out certificates of registration that held their fingerprints. It was essentially to carry this in the persons at all times. At huge public meeting held on 11 September 1906 in the Empire Theatres in Johannesburg, Indians resolved that they would refuse to submit this to this law and would face the consequences. The government remained adamant, and so did the Indians. The Gandhiji formed Passive Resistance Association to conduct the campaign. Post 1908, the movement reached an impasse. The more committed satyagrahis continued to be go in and out of the jail, but the majority were showing sign of the fatigue. The Gandhiji visit to the London in 1909 to meet the authorities yielded the little results. The funds supporting the families of the satyagrahis and for running the Indian opinion were fast running out. The Gandhiji legal practice had virtually ceased since 1906 when he started devoting all his attention to the struggle. At this point, Gandhi set up Tolstoy Farm, made possible through a university of his German architecture friend Kallenbach to house the families of the Satyagrahis and give them way to sustain themselves. The funds also come from India. J.R.D. Tata sent rupees 25,000. The Congress and the Muslim leagues as well as the Nizam of the Hyderabad made contribution. The government actions of repressions and the treatment of the satyagrahis against the poll tax campaign and denial of the registration of the marriage not conducted according to the Christian rites enraged many sections. Workers of the plantations and the mines went to lightning strike the Gokhale to the whole of India to arouse the Indian public opinion, and the even Viceroy Lord Hardinge condemned the repression as one that will not be tolerated by any countries that call itself civilized, and called for an impartial inquiry into the charges of atrocities. Eventually, through a series of negotiations involving Gandhiji's, the Viceroy Lord Hardinge, C.F. Andrews, and General Smuts, an agreement was reached by which the government of South Africa considered the major Indian demands relating to poll tax, registration of the certificate, and marriage solemnized according to the Indian rights, and promised to treat the question of the Indian immigrants in the sympathetic manner. The Gandhiji political activities from 1894 to 1906 may be classified as a moderate phase of the struggle of the South African Indians. During this phase, he concentrated on petitions and sending memorials to South Africa's legislation, the colonial secretary in London, and the British Parliament. He believed that if all the facts of the cases were present to the imperial government, the British sense of justice and fair play would be aroused, and the imperial government would intervene on behalf of the Indians who were, after all, the British subject. His attempt was to unite the different sections of the Indian and to give their demands wide publicity. This he tried to do through the setting up the Natal Indian Congress and by starting the paper called Indian Opinion. The Natal Indian Congress was the first Indian Congress to be formed in South Africa. It was established in 1894 by the Mahatma Gandhi to fight a discrimination against the Indian trader in Natal. From 1920, the organization functioned under the umbrella organization of the South African Indian Congress. On 4th June 1903, Mahatma Gandhi released his newspaper Indian opinion in South Africa to fight against the racial discrimination and demanded the civil rights for the Indians in that country. The newspaper was published in Gujarati, Hindi, Tamil, and English. Mansukhulak Nazar, the secretary of the Natal Congress, served as its editor and key organizer. Phoenix is South African town about 25 kilometers of the northwest of Durban Central, KwaZulu-Natal in South Africa. It was established as a town by the apartheid government in 1976, but it has a long history of Indian occupation. It associated with the Phoenix settlements built by the Mahatma Gandhi. The Phoenix settlement consisted of the 100 acre of the land and was purchased by the Gandhiji in 1904. It was on this settlement that Gandhi started his journey of the transforming successful lawyer to simple visions with a passion for liberation, non-violence, and spirituality. Thank you. Bye.